Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment, and you join me here today on a bit of a scorcher. We're in the middle of a very hot, dry sort of patch of weather here in London and the UK overall actually. 32, 33 degrees today, so I've really done no physical sort of labour. I've basically watered everything to within an inch of its life and just hoping that things survive in this heat. I've also picked some things. It's good weather for that. The last of the red and black currants from the bushes over there, they've been absolutely heaving. They've loved this sort of weather. Yeah, 2 big ice cream tubs full of black currants that are currently in our freezer. So yeah, if you've got any recipes for black currants, then let me know, because we've got a lot of them. Also the first of the plums too, so got the first of the plums there, these sort of lovely sort of damsons, I think they are, from the tree just in the back there. And also these smaller yellow plums as well, which is from this this big tree behind me here. Got these lovely small sweet sort of little plums or damsons, something like that. So again, anyone's got any recipe ideas, please give us a shout in the comments section. But of course, while that's all very interesting, you're not here for that reason, or most of you aren't. You're here to hear about some whiskey, I'm sure. And what's today's allotment dram, I hear you ask? Well, it's an American whiskey, and it's a pioneering one at that. It's the WESTLAND American single malt, and this is one of the first American single malts, and true single malts, to follow the Scottish rule, where it has to be made of 100% malted barley and from one distillery. So WESTLAND were one of the first places to do this, if not the first. And yeah, just following the Scottish rule, because in America there was people calling things single malt but not being 100% malted barley. They were using, similar to the rules they have in bourbon and rye, where you could have, say, 51% malted barley as opposed to 51% corn in bourbon or 51% rye in rye. So people were doing things and putting single malt on the label. So as a consumer, you weren't really sure sort of what to do with that. So actually, WESTLAND and a couple of other pioneers, Balcones in Texas, Stranahans in Denver, Colorado, and a few others, got together to lobby for American single malt to have its own definition in the way that bourbon and rye whiskey does. So to have some rules, so to help, you know, not just producers to maintain consistency and quality, but also for the consumer to know what you're buying. So to say, follow the Scottish model of 100% malted barley from then distilled at one distillery. And WESTLAND was founded in 2010 by Matt Hoffman. He was a student of brewing and distilling at Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, and he set the distillery up in the Sodo district of Seattle, right up there in the Pacific Northwest in Washington State. And you know, now it's owned by Remy Cointreau, one of the big companies, but they really keeping it, you know, sort of how it was under Matt Hoffman's reign. And they only produce single malts. That's quite unusual, in that you know, a lot of American craft distilleries will produce a single malt, but they'll also produce a bourbon and a rye, or maybe some corn whiskey or something like that. But they are very much just single malt. And it's very interesting that they actually have a mix of 6 specialist malts that they get made to their specifications. So they have Washington Select Pale, they have Munich malt, they have extra special malt, they have brown malt, they have pale chocolate malt, and then they have a peated malt. So they put these together in a sort of mash bill, if you want to use a American term, different percentages to create their whiskey. So this one, the American single malt, actually has 5 of those 6. So the only one it doesn't have of those is the peated. So if you then buy their peated one, it has all 6. So Yes, they do that. It's a really, really interesting, quite innovative way of using different types of malt to create depth of flavour within your final spirit before it even goes into the barrel or whatever. So this is bottled at 46%, 92% proof. It's been matured in New American Oak, ex-bourbon casks and ex-Oloroso sherry casks combination, and is aged for 40 months. So again, following the Scottish model of it having to be over 3 years of age, so just over that at 40 months. And this costs us about £50 here in the UK, so it'd be a little bit cheaper in the States, I would have thought, but yeah, you should get it for around £50 here in the UK. So that's quite enough of me going on and on. A bit of background about Westland, and also we've visited there when we were in Seattle, and it's a great place to visit. Lovely tasting. They have like a fill your own bottle which changes from time to time. Ours is an old masala cask, so I'm waiting for a special occasion to open that, but I think we should have a taste. Look at that lovely golden colour. Oh, it smells delicious as well. Just pop that down. Right, let's have a smell and a taste. So it's immediately some like maple syrup, golden syrup sort of sweetness. There's a green apple. Some milk chocolates, which just tending into maybe like a mocha, so like a hint of coffee in there as well. Yeah, very, very enticing. Excuse me. Yeah, lovely, bright. For a warm day like this, it needs to be bright and uplifting. Maybe a bit of nuttiness in there as well. Like toasted almonds, something like that. Right, let's have a taste. Oh yeah, it's that silky, velvety, quite creamy. It's like a vanilla, like good vanilla custard, like you get in like a patisserie. Very, very nice. There's some like plump sultana and raisin now, mixed in with that. The green apple's gone from being crisp green apple on the nose to more of a very soft, like baked apple. When you sort of have it and it's maybe got a bit of brown sugar on it or a bit of cinnamon, and you just put your fork in and it just sort of collapses. That sort of soft green apple. You've still got the maple syrup as well, like a golden syrup. Yeah, very, very nice. Let's have another taste. Now I'm getting a bit more of like a sweeter than savoury. So we've got the milk chocolate that we had on the nose. Now I've got like this soft sort of nougat, that stuff that you get in sometimes with like pistachios or whatever inside. A really sweet, sticky, so maybe even like a marshmallow type of sweetness. And there's also like a little bit, that toasted almonds has now turned into just like a more confected note, like a marzipan. Some hazelnut praline as well, a bit of cocoa powder, and then the coffee is coming through, giving the savoury edge. There's a bit of like tobacco leaf as well, like that wrapper leaf that goes around the outside of a cigar. Yeah, very, very nice. That sort of sweet, fruity versus savoury, and it's all underpinned by this sort of malty, biscuity sort of quality. So yeah, very, 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 very nice. Really interesting. Really great product that really defines it. If you wanted to show somebody what an American single malt is and how it differs from a Scotch, something like this is fantastic. Such depth, such structure, complexity. I think those 5 different malts, the Washington Select Pale Malt, the Munich Malt, the Extra Special Malt, the Brown Malt and the Pale Chocolate Malt, are combining to give like incredible structure to to the spirit, which then obviously has gone into the 3 types of cask, the New American Oak, the ex-Bourbon and the ex-Oloroso Sherry. It's just created something that's full of character, really, really enjoyable to drink, and as I say, for about £50, you know, very, very nice too. So, you know, I think without further ado, probably leave you to get on. I'm going to go and find some shade, pack up, go home, get a cold beer or a gin and tonic or something, maybe on the way home, and leave you to it. But thank you so much for watching this episode of the Allotment Dram, and we hope to see you again for another one very soon. So from myself and the Westland American Single Malt, we will wish you farewell. Cheers.